Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Yokah Qudash, the one to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brother that preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua have mercy upon you. Alright, as I promised, I was going to go into all this this wickedness that is being well, in other words, them Edomites, the so-called white man, Edom is displeased with their leaders. Why are they just so displeased with their leaders all of a sudden? Because their leaders are doing what? Giving them hell. As they are what? Punishing the world. They're not leaving out their own people and punishing. I'm talking about the so-called white man, right? And their wickedness. You know, and America is doing a terrible job in lying, right? But that's their gift, you know, to lie. What's that? Revelation 20:7. And when 1,000 years expire, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. No, verse 8. I'm sorry. And shall go out to what? To deceive the nations which are in the four quarters, which meaning the four corners of the earth. So that's their gift, is being able to deceive you, even when you know they lying. Now you got it's a former ambassador cites a lack of detail coming from Trump and Netanyahu's meeting. But what you can get ready for is somebody's about to what? Somebody's about to get bombed. You can believe that. Plots and plans. You know, high stakes Mid-East talks between Trump and Netanyahu. Somebody's about to get bombed. So look for that within probably the coming week. Before this week even out. These devils are something else for. But let's hear them out.
Secretary Pete Hegseth says another deadly strike on a vessel was conducted in the Eastern Pacific, the 30th strike of its kind at sea. Hegseth says the vessel was transiting along a known narco-trafficking routes, and 2 people were killed. And protesters are taking to the streets in cities across Iran. Demonstrations are fueled by growing frustration with high inflation and the collapse of the nation's currency. It comes as the embattled regime has been cracking down on dissidents and arresting key opponents. Late today, the Iranian president said he will hear the, quote, legitimate demand of...
It's amazing how the screen just blacks out. Just blacks out when certain things. That's why I take it back a little just to see if they're going to do it again, y'all. You know, just take it back again, you know, because when you first listen to it, they'll black out something. Just take it back. You know, they may have be holding back, making sure that you skip over whatever they just tried to black out. Let's see if they do it again.
And the collapse of the nation's currency. It comes as the embattled regime has been cracking down on dissidents and arresting key opponents. Late today, the Iranian president said he will hear the, quote, legitimate demand of protesters. For more now, we are joined by Daniel Kurtzer, former ambassador to Egypt and Israel, who is now a professor at Princeton. Ambassador Kurtzer, thanks so much for joining us. You know, the president and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met today at Mar-a-Lago to discuss the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire. What kind of upper hand, if any, does the U.S. have to get Israel and Hamas to agree to enter this next phase of the ceasefire deal?
Well, Andrew,
next phase, y'all really think these people are trying to cease fire? You know, got the same talk concerning ceasefire over there in with Russia and Ukraine. Ceasefire, really? I mean, are y'all really truly going for that? All right. But hey, most of you all, well, you know what? Let me show you something right quick before I finish this right here. Look to the world, right? Like I said earlier, Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white people, right? Because they are the true rulers of the earth at the present to this present date, right? They are displeased with their leaders. Listen to this here. You expect the details, right? Meaning concerning their meeting. Okay, war. I'm gonna get back to the video. We'll get the video. The video it mean, but you can get the juicy stuff in the comment section. But I'm gonna let it play. He says I don't know his name. He's weird. These names. Okay, say war criminals need to be behind bars, and we should never have allowed ourselves associate with what entities committing genocide. You can't stop it. The wicked elite put who they want to put in power. You can't control it. People think they control the politics with their votes and with their votes, who they put in the house, who they choose, and all that. That's a big lie. Y'all don't choose. Y'all don't put nobody up in there. They put who the hell they want to put up in there. Super moron. That's some name, super moron. As an American, I wonder what it would feel like to live in a autonomous and sovereign country. I would apologize. Aaron says, I would apologize for David. He doesn't have enough backbone to understand the perfect innuendo. I don't know, y'all. David Swanson says, you chose an appropriate name. Let's get back to the video. So in other words, they bickering back and forth, but for the most part, now that America is going through hell, which is hell is a condition here on earth. Hell is not under the ground. So being that they're going through hell, now they have what? Now they have disagreements concerning the hell that they are doing in the four corners now. When there was a concern about that. Now everybody's concerned. Why they're concerned? Because now their asses is being oppressed. And you Israelites, as long as you've been oppressed over here in Babylon, which is America, you all have allowed yourselves to be Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. And most of you all are happy over here, happy of being oppressed. Right? You're happy. Living check to check. Y'all happy as hell. So you're not wise. You're not wise in your what? And you being oppressed. Surely oppression make a wise man mad. You're not wise. Y'all are a bunch of slow belly dummies.
Other than the threat made by the president that Hamas would have hell to pay if they don't disarm, there seems to be very little of substance that emerged from this meeting that would take us to phase 2 of the Gaza plan. In that phase, there's supposed to be an international stabilization force whose mandate would be to train Palestinian police and to disarm Hamas. And there's also supposed to be a technocratic government composed of Palestinians. There's no indication, at least from what we know that transpired today, that any progress was made on those two.
Look at these people, man. Look how these people living over there. Huh? They ain't got no homes, or they got what? Got sheets and stuff. I mean, got whatever they are, tin or whatever they are, that they can take, that they can cover and make a what? Home. Look at this here. And y'all think you got it bad over here, but hey, these are for the most part. This Ishmael. This is part of the judgment of Ishmael. Why? Because Ishmael was the first. Ishmael, before Esau came in here and got y'all ass, Ishmael had you in slavery too. This is judgment of the Lord, y'all. All this is judgment of the Lord. What that is, Ezekiel 35:5, because thou had a perpetual hatred. Talking about Esau, Edom. First and foremost, and had shedded the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, meaning the time when we were catching hell, going through great misfortune and misery. And Esau just poured it on even harder. Ishmael, all them do. Why you think Ishmael hates your ass just as much as Edomites hate you, man? Look at how they do our women, man. The so-called black women. They bring them over there and make them porta potties, man. This degrade them, man. In man, y'all don't know what the women go. Y'all know, but you don't truly know. You know, Eve is disgusting, man. To even let someone, and then they'll come over here, come back over here and talk about some what you will or want to accept when you let them shit on. No, let me be quiet. Not to get graphic and all that, but hey, man, it's disgusting, man. It's too even disgusting to even talk about for real.
Two critical issues necessary to get to phase 2 of the Gaza plan.
Trump and Netanyahu discussed potential Turkish troop deployment to Gaza. Turkey and Israel currently have very strained relations. So what would it take to get Turkish boots in Gaza, and what would that even mean for Israel and the region at large?
Well, right now, Israel is trying to exercise a veto over several elements of phase 2, one of which is the composition of the International Stabilization Force. President Trump said today that he enjoys a very good relationship with President Erdogan of Turkey, and that suggested that Turkey might be given a role. We know that Turkey is already beginning training for engineering and other components that might be available to be used in the
Turkey gonna play a major role in hating that whore, which is America. You know, what's that? Revelation 17:16. The beast shall hate the whore. Right? Turkey, which is in the scriptures, is Gomer. Gomer, which is the land of Turkey, or should I say? Right? They're gonna play. Hold up. Let me see something right quick. It's Ezekiel 38. It's down here in y'all bear with me. That's verse 6. Gomer, which is the land of Turkey, and all his bands, meaning military, the house of Togarmah, which is Turkish, of the north quarters, and all his bands, meaning military, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for what thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. Now that's Russia, meaning watch over them, but Turkey has a very, very powerful military. They got a very powerful military, right? I mean, Turkey not gonna be the only one. German, France, Poland, all of these gonna be what? They're gonna hate the whore, man. They're gonna turn on that whore, which is Babylon, which is America, man. You know, this is you know, a lot of y'all. I mean, just look. I mean, just wait. When they push that MOTB, which is the mark, when it comes, watch how stuff it's gonna speed. The hell that you're going through, the little hell you're going through now, which is beginnings of Jacob's trouble, it's gonna speed up like no other, man. You're gonna see disasters, man, right over here in America, man, real soon. You think they're not doing anything for your ass now? Watch when you can't go down the street to the store and get you nothing to eat, or take somebody to the store and eat. Y'all love to try to take something. Beware. Stay tuned.
International force. But the question, which I'm sure is going to be discussed behind closed doors, is whether Israel will try to veto Turkish participation. The other issue, besides the international force, is the question of Palestinian Authority participation. Prime Minister Netanyahu and his coalition want nothing to do with the Palestinian Authority, and yet it's hard to see a Palestinian technocratic government emerging, even if it has the support of the so-called peace board that President Trump chairs.
They want the land, man. They want the land. They want that. They want the whole. They want that whole land. They want the whole what they call Middle East. They want it for themselves. Huh? And they want Iran. They've been want Iran gone. They want Iran gone, but Iran it plays a very important role in these last days that we're in. So Iran ain't going anywhere. Iran gonna do the will of the Heavenly Father and get rid of this devil right here. Right? Make their land, which is the land they're in, which is our land, huh? You're gonna make it what? Make it a waste, just like America. But America would not come back. But the land of Israel will. And we're gonna be in there when they come back. Huh? Because and I will raise up what for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen anymore. That's when the true Israelites will be back in the land. These devils are very deceitful, and they're going to continue to be deceitful. Like I said earlier, they shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters, meaning the four corners of the earth. They're going to deceive. Them devils look you right in your eyes and shake your hand. At noon, and when nightfall comes, they'll be bombing you. This is what they're doing. It ain't no strategy, huh? No strategy. Cause what Trump said earlier, they got hell to pay, huh? Meaning he's threatening who? He's threatening Hamas, man. He said he's gonna eradicate you, meaning them. And so now they meeting up here. What you think they're doing? Get ready, man. Bombs been to drop.
Without the participation of the Palestinian Authority. So I hope they're doing some hard work behind closed doors, which is not yet indicated in their public statements.
And let's turn now to Iran. The president there announced that the country was in a full-scale war with Europe, Israel, and the U.S. Trump today saying that the U.S. would eradicate Iran's nuclear program if they were to rebuild it.
Damn, I just said that. Eradicate. Right? Iran. They want them gone, man. They want them gone, but they can't. Israel found out. They found out that them little small hat. They found out that Iran wasn't no joke, right? That little defense mechanism that they had that they got from America. It didn't do any good. And we know that they ran low on missiles. So what happened? They had to cease. That's when Trump they had to cease fire. Because why? Because Iran rained hell on their asses, man. This is what we are seeing. What's that? Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Look at all the wars, man. It ain't no such thing as wars and rumors of wars anymore. There are proxy wars everywhere, man. And some major wars everywhere, major and proxy. And wars there are things that are taking place and going on that they're not even speaking about in the news. A lot of this shit is confusion. Why is it confused? Because you won't know what's true and what's real. That's why I've been kind of hesitant about what to report on. Because I see they talking about Iran and took two tankers, and I'm Googling and AI, and I'm looking it up and because what I do, right, you can know when well, yes you can know. You use discernment, but everybody ain't got discernment concerning what's real and what's not. You Google something, then you ask Google, or you even ask AI, did Iran take what is it? Damn. What is it? I'm trying to speed, y'all. I know I'm speeding. I'm can't even simple. Somebody. What I was just saying. A tanker. Or what is it called? God damn it. I just said it. But hey, that happens. Sometimes your mind go to frozen freeze when you try to think about too many things at one time. Then I'm up in age now again. Anyway, but anyway, um, when these two come up and they meeting in Israel, I lost my chain of thought for real, for real. Let me just let this play, man. I'm gonna come back. I'll think back in a minute. I was about to go into something and give it was really important. But hey, to them that want to hear it, but most of y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all want what? Y'all want some excitement. Y'all want me to talk about Eve right now.
Is Iran still a major threat to the region and the U.S., or are they trying to distract from the protests currently happening in their own country?
Well, the so-called 12-day war back in June, in which Israel and the United States did a tremendous amount of damage to Iran's nuclear infrastructure and to its missile supply.
Yeah, lie. Listen, that's what they do now. We know that these devils they still able to deceive most of the people. They still able to deceive most of the people. Now their lies are not so believed in these times that we're in. That is Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And the rumors of wars, and it's not just a rumor anymore. Cause why? You hearing noise everywhere with the dropping of bombs. See that ye be what? Be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. All these things must happen. Just like in the days of old when where everyone ignorantly called Jesus came, he had to die. He had to what? Had to die for the sins of the Israelites. This has to take place. So a lot of these things have to take place, especially the MOTB, which is the mark. It must come before what? Before all of this hell, the end come. In the end, y'all know the end is what? The end is, well, I can't say what most people know or y'all know, right? But for those that what? That in this like-minded, which is in the same spirit, they are very aware of what has to happen before what? Well, most of the Israelites, they're not even warning y'all. They're not even warning you. The only men that are doing the true warning of what? Of warning the people concerning the MOTB is the men of GMS, man, the Great Millstone, man. They're the only ones doing what? Blowing their horn in the right direction and giving you what? That last and final warning to concerning the MOTB. These fools talking about spiritual and this here and that there. Just a total madness, man. Total confusion. Confusion. Don't make no sense. It didn't make no sense to me when I first came in the truth, and I heard them say that. It didn't make no sense to me. It didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense to me until I heard the pastor and then what preaching couldn't talk about the MOTB. I said that make a lot of sense. It ain't hard. It's not hard at all. It's plain and there. But hey, and ye shall bear, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. The end is not yet. There's a whole lot of more suffering that these Edomites, first and foremost, and us as all of us. Everybody's going to go through something, especially over here in Babylon. Hell is on earth, y'all. This is why the earth is in the condition that it is in right now, because these devils are ruling. For nation shall rise against nation, and that's what's taking place. And kingdom against kingdoms. And there shall be what? Famine. Food shortages, y'all. And in the process of them, there what? It's food shortages in all of these countries. Food shortages, especially America. Y'all never thought that they would come, did it? And pestilence. Look at all the people dying of all these infections and diseases that Esau Edom than shot most of you all. Right? And you thinking that's a lot of y'all got that the HIV, and you thinking that Most of y'all thinking your partner gave it to you when you dummies then took them blickies. Madness, man. There shall be famine and what in pestilence and what earthquakes and divers places. So all these are what are the beginning of sorrows. Sorrow. Then shall they deliver you up to the. So in sorrows. It's not going to. Let's hit his own out, and I might click on another video or two, but I got to go back down to them comments because these devils here is speaking, and all that all around talking. They're not doing all that around the way talking anymore. You know how Esau is how they love to go around the matter concerning what's going on in the earth. Now they ain't doing that. Now they straightforward. Because they see the writing on the wall concerning what they're in.
It really has not been rebuilt, and therefore, what you're hearing from the Iranian president is a little bit of bluster. They have very significant internal problems. They've had a drought and a water shortage. Parts of Tehran, the capital, have been without water for many hours during the day. And as you saw in your report,
see there? They doing this shit all over the world. They doing this shit all over the world. And look what happened. What that was. What was California? What that was? The power outage. What that San Francisco? Let me see something. The latest on power outage in America. I just said America, y'all. I couldn't think of what city it was. Grid. Off the grid, United States power outage at severe weather. They still ain't saying who it was. I think that was, I know it was in California. I couldn't think of what state it was. Hold up. The latest on power outage in California. California power outage, Maryland, 2025. Damn, y'all. I think that was Cause let me tell you something. One thing about San Francisco, let me see, residents. San Francisco residents frustrated by power outage. San Francisco. I think I did say San Francisco, didn't I? So the outage was in San Francisco. So they're doing all of this. All of this is strategically planned. You think a lot of these people are not together, but they all are together when it comes to what that MOTB. They got to get good. They got to be part of. Why? Because first and foremost, the Lord says it, right? These are the things that has to happen, and we're the Heavenly Father is slow dragging these devils, man. When I tell you say slow dragging them, and y'all catching hell too. Eve catching hell. All that freedom to get, to be whores. It came to an end. Y'all hate to hear that, don't you? I know you hate to hear it, but guess what? The devil's kingdom is almost done, y'all. And it may be this year, or this coming year, which is 2026. But get ready. Get ready. 2026 is not gonna get any better. It's gonna get worse.
There has been demonstrations both in Tehran and other cities. So the Iranian president is a little bit besieged now, and I think the rhetoric coming out of the Trump-Netanyahu meeting is not going to help him at all. He's got to maintain a very strong front in order to project power, but he doesn't have a lot of power internally right now, and therefore Iran is in a very, very weakened position relative to both Israel and the United States.
Ambassador Daniel Kurtzer, thanks.
Yeah, I believe that shit. Keep believing it. Keep believing it, right? That one go to the Young Turks. Let's go. Let's click on. Let me see something. Trump warns Hamas of hell if militants don't disarm. See, creating narratives and And this is what they do. The devil is what? It's very deceitful. And like I said, the spiritual demon Satan, their children is in the ruler. And the rulers of the earth, which is who? Esau, Edom. Let's click on this right here. The Turks. You can get a little truth out of them. Right? Y'all bear with me, y'all. Y'all know they gotta get that little. Hold on.
Allergy meds were draining my wallet.
Y'all bear with me. You click on something, you gotta get a commercial. Hold up.
Israel has now become the first sovereign country to recognize the state of Somaliland. Now, what is Somaliland? Well, it is a semi-autonomous region in Somalia and has been desperate to be recognized as an independent state. And if Israel is willing to recognize it as an independent state, obviously Israel's going to get something in return. The big question is, what are they hoping to get in return?
They're already getting something in return. What are they getting in return? They already using these people and trying to say that they are part of the children of Israel, Somalis. We know that Somalis are what? Are goddamn heathens. They are Hamites, right? That's why they over here in America. Look at all of them. You think Trump didn't know that they was doing what they were doing over there in Minnesota? Yeah, he knew that what they were doing over there in Minnesota. These people, see. Hey, man, there's always a bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture concerning those Somalians, right? We are not Hamites, man. We're not Hamites, man. And people don't have anything to do with us, man. You think these people, why are they not recognizing us over here in America as being who we say we are, which is the true children of Israel? Why they say what they're a part of, with some of them, such. We even say that some of those small hatters over there is Israelite. You can't get around it. We in the four corners of the earth looking like all the nations, man. Some of us looking like just like those wicked jokers right over there. But for the most part, those are heathens. They are heathens, and they're going to what? They're going to feel the wrath of the Lord, man, real soon. Because the Heavenly Father hasn't said, set thy face against Mount Seir for nothing, for no reason, and prophesy against it. And this is what we are doing. We're prophesying against America, man, Babylon.
Now, before I get to the context and all the details about this, Cenk, your 2 cents?
Yeah, so, of course, they want several disastrous things because of this. And of course, there's the irony of, no, you can't give any part of a country to someone else, but apparently you can in Somalia. You can in Israel, but you can in Somalia. But I'm super worried about the ethnic cleansing that's going to happen here. But if Israel wants something, they almost always get it. So buckle up and brace for impact.
So I want to give you a little bit of...
What did I just say earlier, though? What did I just say? That when these two devils come together, somebody's about to get bombed. I don't know. Right? I can't tell you who or where or what's going to take place. I can't tell you. But the setup is it's in place. It's in play right now. But we're gonna see in the coming weeks. I don't think it's gonna go past 2 weeks. Somebody's gonna get bombed and gonna get bombed real good. Right? Or they probably already doing it right now after they left the meeting. Or they're gonna do it later on tonight or even tomorrow or whatever. Somebody's about to get bombed, man. These devils here don't have no problem shedding blood.
Context about what's been happening in Somalia for many decades. I'm going to do a deep dive on this, so bear with me as I kind of give you the basics. This isn't anywhere close to everything you need to know about what's happened in Somalia. But basically, Somaliland basically declared independence from Somalia back in 1991 during the ongoing civil war that broke out in the country. So this civil war grew out of resistance. to a military junta. So there was a military coup, military rule in Somalia. And as a result of that, you have these, various factions resisting, various groups resisting that military rule. Now, the resistance included armed rebel groups, and by the early 1990s, Somalia became a failed state. So that's when Somaliland, located in the northwest of Somalia, declared independence. This is in 1991. And Puntland also declared independence years later in 1998. Although Somaliland has functioned as an autonomous entity, it never received any formal recognition from the UN. Now, Taiwan is the only other place that has recognized its independence. But, prior to Israel, again, Taiwan was the only place that recognized it. Now, Somalia continues to claim the region as part of its sovereign territory. So obviously, Somalia is really upset about this. And there was a joint statement put out by other countries as well, including Egypt and Turkey, who spoke out against this as well. Now, Islamic groups have taken hold of Somalia, including an ISIS affiliate, used to be an Al-Qaeda affiliate, but now an ISIS affiliate known as Al-Shabaab. And the U.S. has been bombing Al-Shabaab.
It took me, I was Googling, so I want to let that play out a little bit, y'all, right? Listen to this right here, right? I put Somalia, right? Somalia origin / Bible. Listen to this right here. Somalia in biblical times is closely linked to the ancient land of Put, a crucial trading partner for Egypt, known for what? Aromatics, and is often identified by scholars with the biblical region of Havilah, or Cush. Those are Hamites. Pre-Islamic Somalia featured early Judeo-Christian influence in a what? In a monotheistic biblical land of Put. Modern day Somalia, particularly the northern region. Those are Hamites. Is often associated with the land of Put, an ancient kingdom renowned for what? Exporting gold and incense, and it sometimes referred to as the land, as the land of God. Huh? Havilah and Cush, some interpretation link Somalia to the biblical land of Havilah, a region associated with gold and precious region. Here we go right here. The region is also historically connected to the what? The descendants of Cush, a son of Ham. Huh? All I did, a son of Ham. All I did was say Somalia origin, then I put / Bible, and then this what jumped up. The son of Ham, like I just told you. I never done this and thought about doing it when I was allowing it to play. I was Googling it. Right? You can get truth from Google, AI, all of them. You get truth from it. You got to use discernment. When you know what you know, when you know about the Bible, you know what to look up and what's factual. You can judge between what's factual and what's not factual. We all, there's one that slip up in his speech, but not from his heart, meaning his mind, man. Who is he that has not offended with his tongue? Sometimes people get offended. You may say something that's not true, whatever. But hey, sometimes we make mistakes in saying that. But hey, it is what it is. That's Ham. These people are not the children of the Most High. They ain't fooling nobody. They fooling you slow bellies.
For a while now, but the bombings really ramped up under the Trump administration. So during the Christmas holiday, the airstrikes were really ratcheted up by the Trump administration. It's just a complete and utter disaster. But then you have Somaliland, which is a territory that is both economically beneficial to both the United States and Israel, but it's beneficial to Israel for other reasons as well. So Netanyahu said Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, and the Somaliland president signed a joint declaration of mutual recognition. Quote, this declaration is in the spirit of the Abraham Accords initiated by President Trump, the statement read. Now, Somaliland also issued a statement following Netanyahu's announcement to declare that they do intend to join the Abraham Accords. So there's the economic component to it as well. And when you consider the placement of Somaliland, it's very beneficial for trade purposes, but also beneficial for other purposes as well, as Ynet, an Israeli publication, reported recently. Behind Israel's recognition of Somaliland, years of quiet Mossad involvement. Israel becomes the first UN member to recognize Somaliland as a sovereign state, drawing condemnation from Somalia, Turkey, and Egypt. The move reflects strategic interests near Houthi-controlled areas and years of quiet Mossad engagement. So the same piece notes that one key factor driving Israel's interest is Somaliland's proximity to areas controlled by the Houthis in Yemen. Strengthening ties with Somaliland is seen in Israel as a strategic.
See, they're always going to they are going to always always use them just to try to exclude us as a people, right? The western part, of Africa, right? They're going to always what's that? The western. What that is? Luke. What is that? Luke 20. Cause we. Let me just. I'll be went through it in a whole another. That is 21:21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, meaning that's of Africa, right? To the mountains. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the country enter thereinto. So in other words, just before the Heavenly Father brought hell down on us, right? We always warning. In other words, warning before the destruction. Warning before the destruction. So you're always going to be warned by the prophets. No matter what country you in, especially the one that are always, or the country that are always flourishing, and that kingdom is a mass kingdom and is considered to be the best kingdom, you're gonna find what? Those Israelites there. Well, they everywhere across the planet, but Judah is mainly over here. The most of the 144,000 is right over here in America, man, and they know this.
Force multiplier against the Houthis. And you should also know the main reason why Israel is doing this is because this is all part of Israel's ethnic cleansing and land theft campaign. The territory, as Ynet further reports, has recently been mentioned as a possible designation.
Land cleansing. Let's see something, y'all. Let's see what they're saying down here in the comment down. Y'all bear with me. Bad. Congratulations to Somalilanders, you made it. Many countries will follow soon. Israel is leading the way. BB is a great leader. See, why they always listen. They have recognized they always working hand in hand with them devils. Because why? Because they know what they're doing. They know they're not the Most High. They know they're not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob or descendants. Huh? Those are Ham, man. Hamites, man. We're not Hamites. Israel is also desperate for what? For recognition, and they will use Somaliland for its terrorism in the region. Will U.S. support? They always supported them. Why support them? Why do you think they're over here? They're over here in Minnesota, and they took over the state of Minnesota, and man, y'all know it. Google it, Minnesota and Somalia, right? So Steve say, so you're all for recognizing Palestine a completely failed entity that is run by what? By literal Judeo terror. Here we go. It was one of them small hatters here. But the peaceful nation of Somaliland, which has a functional government and institution, is not viable as a sovereign state. Let me read a little more. He said, okay, whatever. This is why you tankies are big joke who are not taken seriously. Hold on, I might have something here. Hold up. Excellent piece, TYT. Yet again, as a Somali in the greater diaspora from said region, it sickens me that they're engaging with what? Tyrannical, genocidal, colonial nation in what? In Israel. See, remember they bought them. Listen, man. I'm not trying hard not to go in another subject concerning who they are. I mean, look, they are. Anyway, let me just keep reading. Israel yet as they ham, man. They're not Israelites. Yet as they recognize them because they both know they are not the Most High chosen people. So they both have what? They have a hidden agenda, which is first and foremost is what? Is them not being what? The people. They recognize them as being the people. Being the people that they flew back over here to Israel for them to get a portion of the land and this and y'all remember that crap. Anyway, Israel yet at the same time claiming genocide into their what? They whatever clan from the Civil War, one of the worst kept secrets of Al-Shabaab. All of their leaders, founders, are what? Founders are the tribe and aligned politically with Somalilanders. None celebrates Al-Shabaab attack more than what? Somaliland. They brag that there are no Al-Shabaab attack in Somaliland. Of course, they don't because they are politically aligned. They are aligned with these people, man. You might even now get Al-Shabaab in Yemen as they operate like Somaliland on seal 6 years of Mossad involvement in Somaliland highlight where they acquire their dirty tactics in the world is recognizing just how heinous they can be. See, these damn these Hamites, they're hold on. Somebody say, is Notriel is a parasite that will delete its host. They are working to what? To instigate a civil war in the U.S. America gonna wrong leader or whatever. Somali and what? Somaliland, Ethiopia. Huh? Ethiopia. The Horn of Africa is most divided. Somalia, man, they are what? Again, they'll use the Ethiopians for what? For a purpose. And that purpose is what? To exclude you jakes, man. Exclude you all and say that they are the truth. They both have they hidden secret that none of that the most hidden secret is that they what? They're not Israelites. Anyway, man, let's get to some scriptures, man. But like I said earlier, let me bag up. Hold on, let me see something right quick. They're gonna go into a lot. Anyway, let's bag. I'm gonna bag up here. I want to get Trump and Netanyahu. The
Go to
devil.
website.
Right, I want to get them back on here, right? Hopefully it will, but it may not. I don't know. Any two devils is. Okay. Like I said earlier, right? These devils, I wanted to go down here. You know what? I wanted to go down here again and read because they did. If you're confused, no. Look how old these two leaders are. These jobs require energy and expertise. What are we doing? Because earlier, like I said, that them Edomites, they are really displeased with what? With their leaders, because their leaders are what? Now bringing wrath upon their head. When assets report to their boss, they are not going to repeat that they said. Hence, Trump isn't going to tell what he said to Putin. Okay, Space Chief, Donald plans usually lack a lot. Details, results, logic, productivity. It's not really news at this point. More likely status quo. Meaning what? They're playing it with somebody finna get bombed, man. Here's the detail. Today, a felon met with a war criminal. See, they're not pleased with these people, man. Okay, Moron, my red super Moron. Here's the day. I think I read here. No, we can make out another. Let's see. An American. I wonder what it would feel like to live in a. No, I read that. I wish occasionally there would be some news, and I don't know. America versus this is disgraceful. Drug dealers, remember, drugs deletes. Anyone surprised they are both corrupt as hell? All about money, money, money. They give a shit about their people. See? The world, they are displeased with what? With their leaders, man. Especially America. Well, I didn't know that the former ambassador had to be clued in every word that is conversation between world leaders. To do really expect them to just lay out every national security issue so that you can share it with enemies. See, that's a lost food right there. Turning Gaza into a resort. Yeah, all they doing is planning and plotting to delete the rest of them, because now they out in the open. Some of them out in the open, and all they gonna do is go down through there and delete them, and then take all of the bodies and all and push it up into trash, and then they're gonna They're gonna start building. They're gonna start building, but guess what? It ain't gonna last long. Just say they do that. It ain't gonna last long, because why? Because the wrath about to come on their head. You know, like somebody's about to get bombed. When these two devils meet, they are planning death. Y'all hear me? Death. And those deaths are many souls, man, that are going back to Yahweh. Shem Yahweh, y'all. These two serpents plotting. Anybody with a half of a brain, man, can see that these devils, their gift is to be able to to deceive you, man. They can deceive you. They are very deceitful, and they are still deceiving a whole lot of people, man. In the four corners. So Ezekiel 35 in verse 5. I want to get to which is verse 6. But I'm gonna start at the top. And I'm not gonna read that much. Hit a few precepts. I'm gonna close this out. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. That's America, right? These two devils right here, America, which is Babylon. Then you got the land of Jerusalem, which is where all the small hatters at, claiming to be the people. Both of these lands will be desolate. But the land of Jerusalem will get rebuilt when we go back to the land. And we're going to use who? The heathens to build it. Trump going to get his brick, going to lay his bricks too. Just as Benjamin Netanyahu. They both are going to be what? Side by side, doing what? Doing the work. and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste. But y'all gonna suffer over here in America before these times come, before it comes. Especially you women, man. Y'all about to catch it real good. You think that, man, y'all gonna run to take that MOTB. Huh? Them little 15-minute cities, 20 to 15-minute cities. Y'all gonna what? Y'all gonna run and take the MOTB just to get a ham sandwich. And therefore you gonna choose what? Then we know who you chose. You chose what? The system, the beast. And I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. Not only the blood of the children of Israel, but this is what the Lord, it's because you shed the blood of the children of Israel. All of you all have had a hand in what? And have not paid for what? All of the blood that you have shed, and you continue to shed of the children of Israel. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. Meaning catching hell, because the Heavenly Father what? Cast us off, man. And allowed what? Allowed these devils to what? To have their way with us. The time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, which is the point. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So blood gonna pursue them. And really, for the first and foremost, for who? Why? Because why? Because they continue to what? To shed the blood of the children of Israel, man. They're not going to get away, man. What I want, 1. Amos 1 and verse 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord God Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. How Esau Edom going up in the chariot with us, y'all, when they got to be going into captivity? These, boy, you can't tell me these jokers and Genesis, them jokers ain't sold out, man. The bishop and they thing ain't sold out. All of them sold out, man. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for thee, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword. Who was that? Talking about Jacob, Esau and Jacob. Esau still is pursuing us and what? Deleting us. And did cast off all pity, no pity. Boom, 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 boom. 30 times. Reload. 10 more times. Reload. 20 more times. No pity, y'all. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. He kept his wrath forever. But notice right here, like I said, the beast, and I might go into that later on concerning Revelation 17 and verse 16. Let me see something right quick. Revelation 17 and 16. Because, you know, right now, they still have a few allies. For the most part, their allies are what? They're not making it completely known that they are going to separate. It's going to all happen in one big swoop. When those angels are going to do what? They're going to gather them together against Babylon, which is America, for what? For its destruction. That Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns, which is the European Union / NATO, right? Which thou sawest upon the what? The beast. What's going to happen? Which is ancient Rome / NATO, right? The beast. These shall what? Shall hate the whore. That's America. And shall make her desolate. How is she going to be desolate? By nuclear destruction. And naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Huh? Let's go to verse 7. Listen up. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman. Who's the mystery of the woman? The whore. That's America. It's not America on high regard. It's being what? Is that golden cup in the Lord's hand? Yes, they are. I will tell thee the mystery of the woman that sit upon many waters, y'all, and of the beast that carried her, which has the what? The 7 heads and the 10 horns. That goes into what? EU. The beast, the system. And European came by way of what? By way of what? Europe, or should I say? Europe came by way of Spain. All of these are what? These are Edomites, nations and kingdoms that have what? That have it's back. It's back, and then they are back. And what are they doing? Huh? They're what? They're fulfilling prophecy, and prophecy is not going to be upheld by anyone. No matter how much your feelings, your emotions are not going to what? Are not going to control the prophets, because the prophets are here to warn you and give you warning concerning what? Their end of this. No, let's read a little more. Verse 17. For God, we verbatim, for God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdoms unto the beasts, until the word of God shall be fulfilled. That's prophecy. That's what that about to what? To unfold on the earth. Verse 18. And the woman, which is America, which thou sawest, is that great city which reigned over the kings of the earth. That's America, y'all. Last but not least, let's get hit Obadiah. And I'm going to close this out, which is 1:7. Yeah, 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy, European Union / NATO, have brought thee even to what? The border. For what? For war. The men that were at peace which with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So that great confusion, that city, which is Babylon, the city of confusion, which is in Isaiah 24:10, they're going to what? It's going to be deleted from off the face of the earth. And it will not be inhabited any further. It's going to be what? A memory. And that memory in times are going to what? Going to fade away. Why? Because Esau, Edom will be, according to Obadiah 1:18, will be destroyed. Gathered together and burned. Those spirits will no longer be needed here on earth, which is the seed of the wicked. Right? Y'all are some wicked dudes, man, to preach that Esau, Edom is going to be what? In the kingdom. Yeah, he's going to be in the kingdom, but they're going to be in captivity. They're not going to be. The only Edomites that may be even a fraction away from our homes or whatever you want to call it. Our homes are going to be what? Probably they're going to be their women as concubines. That's the closest them Edomites are going to get, right? Ain't no Edomite going to be up in no they're going to be building the kingdom. That's the closest they're going to get. Same way as what we was in the fields and we was picking grapes and fruit and everything and wasn't able to eat it. They're going to be what? They're going to be likewise in that same predicament, and they're going to catch pure D hell, man. These people are wicked, man. They have not paid for all of the crimes that they have done, all of the death that they have done and caused over here in America, man. And they continue to do it in the four corners. All the blood that they have shed, man. How you figure that Esau, Edom is going to be in the kingdom with us side by side, living it up? Madness, man. So I know say call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rokah Kudash, Shalom.